Welcome, YouTubers, to another review. So today we're going to be reviewing KD Warriors. We are reviewing the exclusive, deluxe version, which does include multiple swap outs. Swap outs are in the other room, so we'll show you those later. But let's go ahead and get a good look at this bad boy. 9 characters in one. The entire Z Warriors cast. I have waited a decade, 10 years for this to be made. Unfortunately, KD did not disappoint. This looks like it just came straight out of the anime. I mean, even better. The detail's better than the anime. But absolutely phenomenal job by KD Collectibles. Now, there are another set of Z Warriors out there made by Infinite Studios. And initially, I thought theirs was good until KD revealed his, and then I was like, theirs looks like a piece of shit. I was like, it does not even come close. So anytime someone says that one is better, it's honestly completely laughable. The only reason someone would say that is they bought that one, which is also more expensive, and they didn't want to fork out the money for this far superior version. So let's check out the base. So the base is your classic DBZ Earth, where you have the brown and the grass. Very classic DBZ look. A lot of resins have used this over the years, but in the opening scene where this does occur, this is generally what it looked like. You have that fine textured grass along with these plant leaves coming out, and then the rocks, good textures, as well as color variation on the brown. It's not just one color. It does have some very good color variation. And then, of course, you got all 7 Dragon Balls in the front of each of the characters. So you got 1 there, 2, 3, 4 star under Goku, 5, 6, and 7. So I definitely love the Dragon Ball touch to it. I think it adds a lot, and it looks really good. So the base does come in 3 parts. You can kind of see right there. And then it comes around, boom. I can't put this on a Lazy Susan. It's way too big. Nothing to really see on the back part, to be honest. So this isn't something you want to put on like a middle room because there's nothing to see on the back. Unless you want to check out a bunch of butts. I mean, you're mostly just seeing Piccolo's K. But you can check out Yamcha and Tien and Goku's butt if you want. But the shining star of the show is that right there. Now, what you're seeing is the exact copy of the Z Warrior scene. The only change is during that scene, Goku eventually becomes Super Saiyan at the very end, which my deluxe version does include the Super Saiyan head. I also have a Super Saiyan head for Trunks and Gohan, or Vegeta. Unfortunately, Gohan does not have one. But let's just check out each individual character, and I'll give you my opinion. First, Chiaotzu. So, not super big. I'll measure him. To the top of his little red thing is 9 inches. But he looks good. No complaints. Looks just like him from the anime. All the texture work on all these pieces are extremely detailed and very fine texture work. The paint app is very good. But Chiaotzu looks perfect. Behind him, of course, you got Tien Shinhan. Really nice texture again. Not all the textures are the exact same. They are different. Really good folds. Look at that really awesome looking scar on his chest. The vein work, very buff, as he was in the anime. The 3 eyes, perfect likeness. I love the vibrancy of the green. You got that even little red part right there. Again, just looks perfect. Looks just like Tien. Then you got little Gohan here. So this is basically Gohan right when Trunks first came. So this isn't like the end of the Cell Saga. This is really the very beginning of the Android Saga. When Trunks just landed and Gohan was not yet like a Super Saiyan and he was still like training. This is Gohan. So he got a little bit older, a few years older because of the hyperbolic time chamber. So I'd say he's about at least a year older when he became Super Saiyan for the first time. But this looks just like Gohan. He has that longer hair, kind of a mean look. They all kind of have like a somewhat mean look. They're preparing for battle. But Gohan looks great. You got Yamcha, who basically, Yamcha is almost like a replica of Goku, just wimpier, like not as buff. He does have the Kame symbol, and then of course a different portrait. Scar across the face, 2 scars actually. And I can't remember, does he have the Kame symbol in the back? He does. So he has both Kame symbols, where Goku actually doesn't have either. So there's Goku, nice and buff. He does have a little bit of like almost battle damage or wear right there and there. Like he's been in a little bit of scuffs. See on his costume, a little bit of scuff marks. Really nice way they did the shadowing here on the pants. Very good. Likeness, perfect likeness to Goku. One of the best Goku sculpts out there, for sure. And then you got Trunks. He is looking off to the side, which is 100% accurate, just so you're aware. The hair looks amazing. I really like the fine textures KD did here. All the individual strands. It's not globbed together. Perfect likeness. Great textures. Hands in the pocket. Looks great. Then you got Krillin. Again, looks perfect, just like him. And good size. All the scaling is perfect. And of course, my favorite, Vegeta. He is looking at that angle, more towards like the center, not just straight forward. And looks phenomenal. Then you got the biggest boy, Piccolo, who of course has 3 characters in front of him. So you're mostly looking at the top part, but there is Piccolo. Looks phenomenal. Huge. The inner part of his cape is blue, not white, which I'm not 100% sure if that's accurate. I will say as well, that part does look different than the Piccolo I used to own. But like the portrait and cape do look very similar. The purple textures look pretty much identical, similar size. He does not come with any swap outs, so there's no like non-cape option. It would have been nice if you could get that. That would have been cool without the cape and where he has his antennas. And then, of course, I would have loved older Gohan Super Saiyan, like 1 and 2. Like, that would have been sick. But, anyway. So, yeah, basically, all the characters look freaking perfect. Like, I got no complaints. They all... Paint and sculpt is absolutely perfect. There is nothing to complain about. Now, if you did want to like technically spread this out, like you don't want Goku blocking part of Trunks and Yamcha, you could technically spread them apart. Now, then there would be a gap in the base and it would take up more space. Here's the DBZ logo. Looks pretty good. I still wish KD would update the little Dragon Balls here to be a real Dragon Ball like Sume does. Otherwise, the logo looks great. It's a good size, and I'm glad he included it. Piccolo, I also notice, has like almost yellowing on his ears. I don't remember my last Piccolo having that. I'm going to check the anime for reference to see if that's accurate or not, or if that's just an artistic tag. It doesn't bug me, but it's just something I noticed. So let's go ahead and I'm going to have to carry this. I'm going to see if I can carry just each section, although the Piccolo one will be extremely heavy. I really don't want to take a character off, so I just have to scream lightweight and carry it. But yeah, let's go ahead and put this in the display. Alrighty, YouTubers, so this is how Z Warriors looks in a 48-inch wide garage shelf. Now, the Z Warriors themselves is 34 inches wide and 24 inches tall. So if you wanted to, and you didn't display the extra parts or you crammed them in front of it, you could display it on one of these shelves, the 36-inch wide shelves. You'd only have an inch on each side, but it would fit it perfectly, both depth and width. However, if you do want to do the deluxe like me and display those extra parts, the swap outs, then this is the best way to do it. Now, the way I did my swap outs, I didn't want them blocking the front of the statue, which is kind of how they did it in the promos. They always had them in front, which I do not want that. I'd rather have them in the back, their background, like all 3 Saiyans, and then the 3 Dragon Ball versions of the Tien, Yamcha, and Chaozu. So I think this looks better. For Yamcha, I did actually put him on a display riser, which also plays good because then he's like the same height as Trunks. So you go a tall and then two smaller, a tall and then two like equal smaller. Since Chiaotzu's almost the same size as that Tian Shinhan. So, and then I do also have two additional Trunks heads. So Trunks technically comes with 4 heads. He comes with the most swap outs, a full body, 4 heads. Now, the heads we do got, you have one where he's basically looking forward. So if you want him looking forward instead of to the side, now this actually fits that body, not this one. This one, because of the way the chest is done, the only swap out for that is this Super Saiyan looking to the side. So if you want Trunks still looking to the side, which is anime accurate, and you want him Super Saiyan, this is the head. Or if you want Super Saiyan right there, you do that. Now the heads are the exact same sculpt. The difference is that one, the jacket one, both heads are looking forward. And then both heads on this body right here are looking to the side. So it is nice that you get both display options. Basically, both Trunks have not only a different look with the jacket, but also the eyes are pointed differently. Vegeta and Goku are the exact same eyes. It's just the Super Saiyan head. Yamcha is Dragon Ball Yamcha. Same pose, just different hairstyle. Tien is a white tank top versus the green. And then Chiaotzu is that Dragon Ball outfit. And then he also doesn't have his little hat, which is kind of cool. I definitely like the Chiaotzu swap out. I think that looks good, although I do think the color blends in too much with Tien. So you would want to display those together. So I think if you're not going to display like these 3, like you display those 3, like you do one or the other. I wouldn't really want to mix and match it. For Super Saiyan though, I definitely would say you can display just Super Saiyan Goku. Since that is how it is in anime. And I'll show that swap out to you guys. So now most likely for me, I'm going to be displaying this portrait simply because all my other Goku statues are Super Saiyan. I mean, if you think about it, that's Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 1. Of course, I have the Prime 1 portrait over there, which is extremely good. It's a different pose. He's teeth grinning. This is just like slightly angry grin. But yeah, and then Vegeta, obviously I want to display non-Super Saiyan because that's the only non-Super Saiyan one I have, which I never display it. I like the teeth grinning on the Prime 1. Then all my other Vegetas are Super Saiyan. Gohan, Super Saiyan. That Trunks is Super Saiyan. So, I mean, in reality, this is pretty much how I'm going to display it 99% of the time. On occasion, maybe like once every few years, I will display those 3 and probably all 3 Super Saiyan. Like on occasion, very rarely. I think the most often I'll do is change Goku to Super Saiyan, but I think for the most part, I want to display it like this. I like this look, all 3 Super Saiyans together, OG cast just like from the anime, and then the Dragon Ball version on the right. So I think that is the way to do it. Now, let me back it up so you guys can see how it looks in the total display. Change the thing. Alrighty. Yeah, so that is kind of how it looks in the display. It definitely scales very good with the rest of my collection. It doesn't look under and or overscaled. So the scaling is perfect, in line with everything else I own. In general, I will say do not display Z Warrior's bottom shelf. For me, because I do sit in this chair the majority of the time I'm in this room, this is perfect. As you saw, the filming angle I shot is my angle in real life. If I'm standing, this is kind of my angle, like that, which is not the greatest. So depending on how you view your collection, you kind of want this eye level. So if I was like, let's say never sitting down in this room, I'd want this top shelf. So you can look all the characters in the faces. The one nice thing about being inside the shelf is it does allow me to get the double lighting. So I got 2 lights inside because this is like 2 layers of characters. I mean, really, like you got Goku in the front, Trunks in the middle, Piccolo in the back. It's 3 layers of characters. So you're going to want multiple lights, in my opinion, so each of them get shined. If you only do the front, Piccolo and Probably Yamcha and Trunks aren't going to be highlighted. So I think I did my lighting good. Now, let's talk about cons. So, if I was to make any changes, what would I do? First off, Piccolo swap out, Gohan swap out. Gohan, I want Super Saiyan 1 and 2. And give me the just a different torso, and he has his own little torso bust. And then I would say Piccolo have a non-coat version, and then a different head. Krillin, Krillin's kind of hard because he really does look the same the entire time until Buu Saga, and you can't do Buu Saga version with hair because it'd look off. And then if you did Namek version, that would look off because Trunks wasn't in that scene. So Krillin, you really have no option unless you wanted a different pose. So you don't really have much of an option with Krillin, so I guess he's just fine. But I definitely would throw Piccolo and Gohan, even though it's, technically inaccurate, whatever, but they're technically not accurate to the scene. So, but yeah, I definitely do Gohan and Piccolo swap outs. That's one big thing. I personally wouldn't mind an underbase. KD style underbase that you put all three bases inside is typical like that. And I like the fact he includes this Dragon Ball Z logo. However, the quality of it, I like this logo better, for example. Now, I think the Paint app on his is a little bit better, but look at that Dragon Ball right there. And look at Sumei's Dragon Ball there. Kind of hard to see, but easier right here. But look how clean that DBZ logo is. And then look at this one. Now, the paint is good, on the numbering. It's that Dragon Ball I don't like. Plus, I would probably change it so it's not just this black thing. I would have somehow tried to incorporate the DBZ or KD trademark, like these little dragons somehow. If he could have gave us tiny little dragons to display on each side, I think that would have been sick. So I would have liked that. If he's keeping no underbase and he's doing this logo, at least give us those little dragons and a Dragon Ball on that to make it just look a little bit nicer. There also is no light up feature. It would be cool if the Dragon Balls lit up. I know that would be difficult. You'd almost need 3 extension cords since the way the bases are done. But it would have been a cool feature. Even if it was just battery operated, battery under the base, give me a remote, and I could do flashing or always on. I think that's another thing that would have been cool. Just one little LED, battery operated, 2 AA, give me a remote, flashing, and then constant on. That would have been, I think, something he should have incorporated. These are just little things. I don't use light up too often. The underbase isn't that big of a deal. But in general, the majority of my DBZ do have an underbase. The only one that doesn't is Buu. Everyone else does have some sort of cool underbase. So I'm just I like my statues to match. But I'm at least happy he did include the DBZ logo. And in general, for the swap outs he did, I do like them quite a bit. I do wish Gohan just had a swap out. At a minimum, I would have loved a Gohan swap out. Piccolo, it would have been nice, but Gohan would have been much better if you could have somehow gotten a swap out. And now we do have these, and I tried to see if Trunks and Chiaotzu would fit. They don't. So, I don't know who the frick this goes to. Goku, perhaps? This looks like it could fit Goku. I guess if you want Goku on just a little black stand. I don't know why. But this doesn't fit. I thought it might fit Trunks. Trunks does not have a base. So he's literally just standing there. You bump into the shelf, he can be knocked over. Now, I used a bunch of putty underneath him. You can see the putty under Chiaotzu right there by his feet. But what are these? Why was this included? I don't know what to do with this. This one, if I was to guess, I'd say Gohan. So Gohan and Goku have their own random-ass black base. What the heck? Can someone explain this? Why would you not display Gohan and Goku in this diorama. That makes zero sense to me. So I don't know why KD included these. I'm going to throw them in my closet. I already put the box away, but whatever. Let's go ahead and see how it looks with Super Saiyan Goku. Alrighty, so there is just the Goku Super Saiyan, which again is the exact anime accurate version. So that I definitely like. I do think it looks good. I think it did a great job on that Super Saiyan portrait. Which, again, to show you a close-up of that portrait. Very good. So I definitely think that is a very viable option and looks great just because that's how it ends. Of course, you could make Trunks and Vegeta also Super Saiyan. But yeah, that definitely looks really cool. Now, let's see. Chiaotzu, you got to actually remove him from the base. So he's kind of an annoying swap out because of that. Yamcha, I mean, not quite as bad, but still annoying. Tien was easiest due to the way he is done. Trunks would be the biggest pain to ever swap out. So I think Trunks, you really just got to decide which one you want to use. For me, I'm going to use that version because that's the anime accurate version because I am planning on displaying just that head. Very rarely will I ever display the Trunks Super Saiyan head. Like these two, they're going to go in a closet and probably never see the light of day again. If I ever do the Super Saiyan portrait, I'll probably just do that one. I'll just swap out the torsos instead of getting the Super Saiyan head for that. What do you guys think of the Super Saiyan portrait? Do you prefer that or do you prefer regular Goku? Like I said, I don't have a regular Goku on display where I have all these Super Saiyan Gokus, Super Saiyan, all the Super Saiyan. This is the only other non-Super Saiyan head, which I actually used to display that head all the time. However, ever since I sold my KD Super Saiyan 3 Goku and all my other Super Saiyan 3 Gokus, that's my only Super Saiyan 3 one. So Prime 1 is only going to be Super Saiyan 3 from now on. Because I want to have a Super Saiyan 3. And so Prime 1 it is. So yeah. But there it is. I'm not going to swap out the other ones. It's honestly a pain. The easiest is the heads, but I'm not ever going to really display the Trunks and Vegeta. Like I said, for me, I'll rarely display the swap outs, so, but I do like having them in, like, occasionally when I do. And in general, I always like to have the swap outs. But, so overall rating, I mean, paint and sculpt is definitely a 10. It is absolute top-notch KD work. This is as detailed and as good as any of the Prime 1 or Sume statues I own. Extremely good skin texture. Like, KD's definitely improved on his skin texture. I really like it. I think he does a freaking phenomenal job. You know, just to give you guys an example, like we can compare this Trunks. You can see like the face and everything. Compare it to Prime 1. I mean, this Vegeta's older. So, I mean, this is obviously better. But, yeah, this absolute top-notch work. KD has an absolute phenomenal sculptor, Maycon. He is extremely talented. And the factories he uses, I believe, are like Prime 1 or XM Studio factories. So they do a really good job. And they punked this out pretty quick. This only took, I think, 6 months for production. So that's very quick. Edition size, I'm not 100% sure. Here's the COA. It looks like I got number 122. I believe this may be sold out, but if it isn't, check out KD's website, link in the description below. You can also check out KyoLand, one of their authorized retailers. I think they may be sold out as well. But I would highly recommend this. I think if you're going to have one Dragon Ball Z statue, this is clearly the one to get. If you can only have one piece, this is the one because it includes everyone. If you buy any other statue, you'll get 1, 2, maybe 3 characters. But you're not going to find all 9 characters in such a premium detail paint app package. Like, this is the definite DBZ statue for me. As much as I love Prime 1, Goku, Sume, Frieza, Broly, Vegeta, KDZ Wars is the best DBZ statue, in my opinion, though. And I knew it would be. It's hard to beat 9 characters. And it's massive, has a great presence, like a bigger presence than any of my other Dragon Ball Z statues. Like the height is not as big as like these busts, but the amount of characters, the width, it just cannot be beat. A single statue takes up an entire 48-inch wide garage shelf with the swap outs. You just can't beat that. So, of course, for me, 10 out of 10, masterpiece grail. KD killed it, and without a doubt, the best DBZ statue ever made. Now, the only potential DBZ pre-order that could top this, I still don't think it will, but it has definitely the potential for like number 2. We'll see. We still haven't seen the prototype, but I do think KD Goku versus Vegeta, Majin Vegeta, will definitely be the number 1 diorama ever made. That's going to top Broly, Androids, 100%. Will it top this? Probably not, but I do think it will be a very close second. I think that'll be the second best Dragon Ball Z statue ever made. Like, we'll see when I get it in person in 6 months, because I did pre-order that. So I'm stupid excited. KD is definitely just the best at making Dragon Ball Z statues, bar none. It is not even a remotely close competition. Prime 1 does great, but how often do they release statues? They take 2 years to make. Sume takes forever, and they're stupid expensive. This is $1,800 plus $400 shipping. That is a phenomenal deal for what you got. So thank you, KD, for making my literal dream come true. When I got into collecting 10 years ago, this is what I wanted. You made it come true, so thank you so much. Hope you all enjoyed this review, and see you in the next one. Have a great day.